There's so many. Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Come on.
When you find people who need your help, you help them. No matter what.
We have hope. Hope that things can get better. And they will.
Stand up together. Because that's when we're strongest. As one.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Rise
in the Force.
Take care of this little one.
It'll take care of you. We had each other. That's how we won.
The Force is strong in my family.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
Hello there. Welcome to the Nerdy Cantina here on Anti-Quote Channel. This is the show where we discuss all things Star Wars, all things in a galaxy far, far away. I am your host, Ryan of Anti-Quote Channel, and when you get three friends together who haven't talked in a while, we tend to be chitty-chatty in the green room before the show. So, yeah. But hey, we're here, and guess what? We just hit 900 subscribers on this very channel that you're watching right now, Anti-Quote Channel. So I want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone for your support, for all the likes, all the shares, all the comments, all the new subscribers, all the people who've been with us from the beginning, if you're just joining us now. And if you're just joining us for the first time on the Nerdy Cantina, don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends and help us reach the magic number of 1,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. For my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. We got this. So also joining us on this extravaganza of Star Wars is someone who didn't study, someone who's not very prepared for this, but this is her worldwide television debut on the Nerdy Cantina. And we're so happy to have her here because, you know why? Because she's a cosplay extraordinaire who's only going to get better with each passing day. Please welcome Charlie and best-selling writer Charlie to the stage. Charlie, welcome in. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, we're fine. We're all fine here. No, thank you.
How
are you?
Congrats on the subscribers as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great. It's great. We've had a lot of fun thus far, and we're only going to continue to have fun as we go along this journey into a galaxy far, far away and beyond. Also joining us is a good friend of ours, and we've missed her, and we're glad that she's here with us. We're also glad that she's back, I guess, sort of, kind of. Please welcome Jenn to the stage, who also just has a new fur baby that joined the family recently. Hello, Jenn. Welcome in. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing really well. And yes, I second to what Charlie said. Congratulations on 900. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. It's great. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all of you and everyone who has been a part of these shows, everyone who's been with us since the beginning, or you're just joining us more recently. It's been a great experience, and we hope to bring you the best in nerdy entertainment as the years and many, many years to go on. So with that being said, we're going to be asking questions brought to our good friends at Inside Editions, hashtag not a sponsor. These are 125 conversation cards featuring the fandom known as Star Wars. And if you have any thoughts, if there's anything about Star Wars that you want to bring up, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. We're going to happy to bring those up and answer those to the best of our ability, and we're going to have fun with this. So with that being said, we're on question 101 already.
Ooh,
cards.
Oh
I know.
Gosh.
This is how much you've missed, Charlie. You got to go back and watch the backlog.
I have watched the more recent ones, but definitely didn't start at one. So
okay, you have time. You can do it later when you're not taking care of the Munchkins, the Younglings, the Padawans, the Jedis, and the incredible books that you're in the process of writing. So that's fine. Just take a breather. Watch the backlog of Nerdy Cantina. You'll thank us later. So with that being said, first question up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you who may be watching or listening in the comfort of your own homes, If you found yourself located in Jabba's palace, like the one that's featured in Return of the Jedi, for example, how would you entertain the great Jabba the Hutt? And you can't say Slave Leia because that's already taken. So in my case, the best way I can entertain Jabba the Hutt is that I'm so good at BSing my way out of things. I'll just tell jokes. I can do stand-up comedy a little bit. I mean, I'm not an expert at it. I've never done an open mic night at my local establishments here in North Carolina, whether it's at a bar or a comedy club, if you will. But I have been to a comedy club or two, and I've watched a few stand-up comedians, present their material as best they can. And I've enjoyed some sets more than others, if you will. Some comedians are not for me. We'll let that go. But I'm going to do stand-up comedy and entertain Jabba the Hutt. What about you, Jen?
Oh boy, how am I gonna entertain that person?
Giant space slug. That slug of a person.
Pizza the Hut. Wait, wrong movie. How would I entertain him? Oh gosh, I really don't want to. Honestly, I can't sing, so I would probably dance, which is why I don't want to. I can dance, and I don't want to dance for him.
Some electric slide or
like call out to the DM. Do I have anything that would hypnotize him where I could just get out? Is there anything?
I think that would be my strategy. I would try to talk high fantasy and just bore him to sleep, and then maybe he's asleep and I can get him out of there. And that's definitely my strategy. Feel free to steal it.
Anything to get me out of there. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, almost anything.
Yeah.
Line in the sand. Almost anything.
Yeah. We'll entertain him as best we can as long as we don't end up like certain characters did in the Sarlacc pit. So, yeah, there's always that, You'll be slowly digested over 1,000 years. And on second thought, let's pass on that, huh? Sorry, I've seen these movies too many times.
Unless you're Boba Fett with the armor.
It's true. He was able to survive. # minor spoiler if you haven't seen Book of Boba Fett yet. Yeah. Sorry, Charlie, if you haven't seen it.
That's okay. I mean, I assume that he survived because there was a movie, so.
Well, it's a TV series, actually, not a movie. But I see.
Right,
it's
you're right.
Sorry. Not to be the technicality on here, but it is a streaming series.
Yes.
So, and it's only 8 episodes if you want to binge it, huh? They're only 30-minute episodes. You can get through it.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett episode-wise is not as lengthy as other streaming shows that they have on there.
It's all 8 episodes, I think. Yeah, so just
should be 8.
Yeah, I think it's 8 episodes. Yeah, just binge watch it later.
It's okay. I'll figure it out when I get it.
Yeah, you may like it, you may not. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. But we'll let you decide for yourself once you've had a chance to see it. So that's how I would entertain Jabba the Hutt. So there you go. Which sport? We're going into a wide world of sports, and no, we are not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Don't get me started. Really, seriously, don't get me started on ESPN. I don't know anything about sports. Okay, just take me out of it. But which sport would you take from our planet Earth to the Star Wars galaxy, Charlie? Any sport that stands out to you that you would want to give the characters in Star Wars a try?
I would like football played by Mandalorians in Mandalorian armor. That's what I'm going with.
I support this 1,000,000%. I want to see that. And the ball can't hit the floor.
Yeah.
It can't hit the floor. It's like Harry Potter. When you catch the golden snitch, that wins the game. The ball hits the floor, you lose.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like a warped version of rugby.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Does anyone remember rugby? I don't know. I think we played it a few times when I was in gym class way back in the day, but
you never played it.
You never played it?
No, we didn't either.
You, Jen and Charlie didn't play. Okay, well we did.
Chicago Public School. They were like dodgeball.
Chicago Public School with them Bears. Yeah, they weren't focused on rugby. They were focused on that deep dish pizza.
We had Gators.
You had Gators? What do you mean you had Gators?
I grew up in Florida.
Oh, you grew up in Florida originally?
Long story. Technically, born in Jersey, moved to Florida because I was underage and I had no choice. when I was a kid, and there was
Jersey to Florida. That's
Wow.
but Disney was there, so I got to go to the
Disney.
Walt Disney Worlds many times throughout my young life into adulthood. So I was very happy. But
Yeah.
yeah, those are certain sports they don't play in the South.
Wow.
no.
Huh. I didn't know you used to be a Florida girl. I didn't know that. Interesting. Learning all kinds of new things on this show. Let me tell you, it's the new year. We're learning about new things, and it's a beautiful thing. When it's told. So, wow. Okay, so we're going with, you said Mandalorian football. What about you, Jen? What sport are we going to bring to the Star Wars galaxy that we can't take Charlie's brilliant 5-star idea from?
Ooh. She picked football.
Yeah, football. Go Ravens, by the way. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl. Sorry, Charlie.
My son predicted Ravens to win.
Oh,
and he is very into stats. Like
He
I
is.
would,
yeah.
I would like to see tennis, actually.
Tennis.
Tennis.
Okay.
I would like to see tennis.
All right.
How they would take that if like what Charlie's suggesting, where Mandalorian just play football. Well, who would just play tennis? Would it be the Jedi? And how would, because they have the Force?
Oh my God.
So are they allowed to use the Force, or
Right.
they can't use the Force at all, to challenge them to not rely on that in that aspect? I don't know.
I think that would be a hard instinct, I think, to suppress, like to keep it, within.
Right.
Interesting. Wow. This is getting deep, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I feel like we've turned into ESPN, the wide world of Star Wars sports. So, see, there you go. I replaced the words there, networks. So don't come at me in the comments, okay? With that being said, so we got football, we have tennis, which, tennis to a degree is fun to play when you're in gym class, unless you get hit in the guts or the arm with one of those tennis balls that can really bruise you at times, if you know what I mean. It's not pretty. Just real quick, though, just out of curiosity, because like I said, I don't know too much about what is known as sports, but Jen, do you have a particular professional tennis player that you would want to see go up against Star Wars characters?
Serena Williams.
Yeah.
No.
I figured it would be one of the Williams sisters. Okay.
Serena Williams.
Serena.
Bring it, please. Please bring it.
Okay, just bring it. Like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I want to see her go up against the Jedi who cannot use the Force.
That would be an interesting tennis match. Now, wouldn't
I'm
it?
telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Right, so
Let's do it.
Let one of the Williams sisters play tennis against the Star Wars characters, shall we? With me, I'm going to switch things up a little bit, and I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Twi'leks playing basketball.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to see if the Twi'leks, or what is it? Whatever Ahsoka Tano's species is, I want to see them go up against it, but not using the Force though, because Ahsoka would cheat if she could use it. You're not using the Force, Ahsoka. I'm sorry. I like you a lot, but you can't use the Force when you're playing a game of basketball with your friends out there on the basketball court, respectively. Okay, so just do me a favor. But I'm going with basketball with Twi'leks. I want to see how they do with that.
Yeah.
So that's what I go with. Anyone like basketball? I don't know.
No, I love basketball. I used to play when I was a kid.
Did you?
Me too.
I did. Had my own hoop in the driveway.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one of the ones that was attached to a pole, or one of the ones that was plastic and it was in like a giant display that was filled with sand? And
yes, I had a long pole basketball hoop in the driveway that I filled the base with sand.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
I had
and
one of those.
And not water, because kids who like to misbehave at night like to go around and look for those and see if there's water in there and try to dump it. So when they came to mine and saw there was sand, they didn't do anything with it.
I didn't think of that. That's interesting.
Always put sand, not water. I know it's a pain, but it's better.
Put sand in the base of the basketball hoop, if it happens to be one of those specifically made ones.
Yeah.
Charlie, you may want to write that one down. Because
we have a concrete. It's in the concrete. So.
Oh, it is.
Oh, nice. That's even better. Even better.
All right. I don't think the kids would mess that up. I mean, unless they dunk it really hard, like harder than Michael Jordan would, then they could probably break it. They haven't broken it yet, have they?
No, they have not.
Thank goodness. Don't turn into Michael Jordan like he did in Space Jam. Anyone remember that movie when we were kids?
I love Space Jam. Don't
Dude,
knock
the
that.
soundtrack to that alone is hashtag lack of bows.
Yeah.
I love Space Jam.
I think the Space Jam theme song is one of the catchiest songs in the history of American music. Has anyone heard that by the Quad City DJs? You remember that?
Yeah.
So good. I mean, that's the first thing I would play if I'm playing any sport. That's the first piece of music I want to hear. At least in my opinion. I can't speak for everybody, but
while the Twi'leks are playing.
yeah, sure. Why not? I think they would get a kick out of the Quad City DJs, right?
So I thought of another sport.
Yes.
Volleyball on Tatooine. Who's playing? Who's playing?
Endless supply of sand. It's coarse.
It gets everywhere.
It's irritating, Charlie, and it gets everywhere. Yeah. We all know how Anakin feels about sand.
Ooh, would Anakin play volleyball on Tatooine?
Would he, though? What do you think?
He would cheat. He would cheat if he did play.
You think he would cheat,
use the
Charlie?
Force.
I do think so.
You think he would cheat? Okay.
There'd be some force in there for sure.
Yeah, he would use the Force.
Well, I hope I don't have to use my force powers and get someone who's watching and listening to this incredible episode, an educational one at that, of the Nerdy Cantina, where we're talking all things Star Wars that involves sports for some bizarre reason. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat if you have any thoughts on these questions or if you have something about Star Wars that you wish to bring up. Granted, there was a lot of Star Wars news that dropped within the last week, with Ahsoka getting a green light for Season 2. Mandalorian Season 4 has been greenlit. They're also going to be making a feature-length film featuring The Mandalorian and Grogu, directed by Jon Favreau, who single-handedly not only gave new life to the character of Iron Man, but started the MCU. So, and he gave
us the baby.
He gave us the baby. Yeah, he gave you the child that you're obsessed with and you buy all the toys from. By the way, well done sales strategy there, Jon Favreau. And what other news dropped? They are also talking about the possibility of making a Star Wars What If series.
We need that since the first one came out. Why didn't we just go head to head on that? Have Marvel's What If and Star Wars What If? Which one's? I need it like a million years ago. Other Star Wars news I heard, which I need to research to confirm.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm forgetting her name, but the actress who plays Trinity in The Matrix,
Carrie-Anne Moss.
Thank you. Yes, Carrie-Anne. I heard that she is coming to the Star Wars universe to play in the new Acolyte series as one of the Jedi from High Republic. Nice. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm hoping I started reading High Republic recently, so there's one Jedi I'm hoping she's going to play because I think she would be ideal for. So oh my god.
Can you give us a hint as to who this character might be?
You're gonna have to read the book to find out.
Charlie and I look like the type of people who are gonna read 14.
You know what? I have a recommendation. I just purchased my first Star Wars audiobook and it's worth the money. Because they incorporate John Williams's music into the audiobooks, plus all these different sound effects. So lightsaber sound effects, they're in there.
I don't know.
They're in there. It felt like people who grew up with this, like the old days when you just listened to radio.
They're audiobooks, yeah. Well, the book's on tape, yes.
That's what this is. If you don't like reading a book, get the audio and have a ball.
I don't know, Charlie. May have to look into this. I don't know. You might want to write this one down.
So when I go to signings, I put in audiobooks and I will crush like 3 books on a road trip. And like,
really?
Oh yeah. Because I also listen at like 2 times the speed.
Times 2.5. Okay.
Yeah, that would be really cool with the lightsaber sounds and everything and the music. I might have to slow it back down to regular listening speed.
I would recommend if you start to journey with audiobooks with Star Wars, at least for the first book you listen to, slow it back down just so you can get the full effect before you speed it up.
Right.
Yeah, don't go to ludicrous speed, otherwise you're going to go to plaid.
You're going to definitely go to plaid. We don't want plaid.
They've gone to plaid.
Sorry, and you don't want them to use raspberry jam. That would just be awful.
Raspberry. Sorry, man, you're getting me down a deep rabbit hole. You do not want to go down this rabbit hole.
There's only one. I know who would dare to.
Here, give me the raspberry. Don't stop. And then the camera beats him in the face. He falls to the ground. Oh gosh, you know what? One of these days, it couldn't have been. We couldn't do it last year. We couldn't do it the year before because we missed it, unfortunately. But in a couple years, we can do an anniversary watch along for Spaceballs. We'll get Charlie. We can get Jennifer. We get.
We should just do a rewatch for just pure enjoyment.
we probably could. I'm sure Charlie and Jen wouldn't mind doing it. So
I'm already coming. I'm just gonna show up.
I think Charlie, you would enjoy that, right? I think you would enjoy Spaceballs.
It's such a good Star Wars parody. Oh my God.
It's been a long time since I've watched Spaceballs.
Yeah, same here. It's been a hot minute. I think the three of us should sit down and go through this together. I think we should do that. That'd be fun, don't you think? I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. But feel free to check out the audiobooks when you get a chance. It probably goes for me too. Carrie Ann Moss from Matrix is coming to Star Wars. That's kind of a big deal. Love it. She's a good, talented actress. I've seen her do other pieces of work because there's more to life than just Matrix, folks. Okay. She played the Mama Deer in Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh,
that was a good one. She did a good job in that. She was, she was in another movie that I thought was really good. I can't remember the name of it. I so apologize. Carrie Ann Moss, if you let me know this, text me afterwards. I'm thinking of the other movie. But anyway.
Or just comment in the chat if you're here, please.
Right. Yeah, let us know what the situation is, Carrie Ann Moss, because you were in one or two other movies that I really enjoyed you in. I just can't remember the second one. Doggone it, but Disturbia, which is a Rear Window remake. That was, Shia LaBeouf before he went cuckoo. It was good. It was good. Feel free to check it out if you've never seen Disturbia. It's a good movie. It's a good thriller. And our next question, good Lord, as if we haven't gone down the rabbit hole of other fandoms and other sports games enough, Charlie. Padme, wait a minute, where was I? Sorry. Oh, which sport would I? Yeah, we got to that. All right, so sorry, I'm losing track of my own mind. Padme Amidala was elected to be the Queen of Naboo in Episode 1 and beyond, at only 14 years old. She was only 14 years old when she became the Queen of Naboo. That is insanity times 1,000.
The youngest on record.
Oh, is it the youngest on record in Naboo's history, or just the youngest ever? Period.
I believe if I remember correctly, and if someone needs to correct me in the chat, please do. But according to my recollection, I believe that at her age, she was the youngest queen elected.
Wow. 14.
I believe for Naboo, to represent Naboo.
Oh, Naboo. Okay, so 14 years. Gosh, 14 years old. I was just trying to get through middle school, Charlie.
My daughter is 13. I can't imagine that.
Having all that weight on your shoulders at the age of 14, like, get out of here. But the question is, would teenage you have been a good ruler at 14? Probably not.
That is tough. I was pretty much living on my own at that point. My dad would go between where we were in Chicago and where he was in Tennessee.
Sure.
So I was taking like the train to school on my own, making all my own meals and everything. So I would like unusually independent for, a freshman in high school at 14. Wow. So I don't think I would want to be in charge of everybody, but if I had a good, support council, I would be okay if it was pushed on me, but I wouldn't elect myself. I wouldn't want it.
Right. Wow. Oh my gosh. Sorry about some of the challenges you faced, but you got through it.
It wasn't bad, honestly. It was I had a great system at school. So
okay, well that's
I was very involved with school. So it was not an easy thing. Yeah, it was a personal decision. I could have gone to Tennessee with him, but that was not in the cards for me.
Oh, I see. So you decided to stick it out with the Cubs rather than being a Tennessee. I see where your allegiance lies. It's fine. It's funny because the place where I work at, there's a gentleman who wears Baltimore Ravens swag when he comes into work. And then there's another gentleman that's 2 spots over who wears a Tennessee Volunteers hoodie every day. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, we get a Baltimorean on one side of the coin, and then we get a Tennessee Volunteer. Look at that. So hey, we're getting all sides here. It's funny. And then the guy who was wearing the Baltimore swag looks at me and he says, I said, hey, you grew up around Baltimore. He says, no. I actually grew up in Virginia. My brother was a huge Ravens fan. He's the one who got me into the Ravens. I'm like, so that's how it works. You're a Virginian masquerading as a Baltimorean. Okay, I see what you're doing.
It's like grandfathered into the club.
Yeah.
His brother tossed him into it, but yeah. Which is funny. That's so funny. But yeah, so yeah, I would not have been a good ruler at 14 because I was just trying to make it through middle school because I was bullied a lot as a kid, and I still was going into high school. So yeah, Jen, and a lot of people can relate to this, by the way, not just one person. A lot of people can relate to this. But I was bullied so much to the point where I could not imagine ruling over other people at 14. Like, I'm just trying to make it through the day without being pushed or shoved into a flipping locker, son. The one thing I want to do when I get home is sit my keister in front of the tube and watch Fox Kids. Or in my case, since I was 14, I was a little bit older, a little bit wiser. I would just want to click on the TV and watch something that was entertaining, whether it was a rerun of Seinfeld or something else, because school was, I'm not even kidding you, from kindergarten to junior year of high school, it was brutal for me.
6th grade to graduating high school.
It's brutal. Brutal.
I think I had struck a very delicate balance between being an international baccalaureate and being all the nerdy classes, but also being really good at sports. Wow. So I was always, it is a different world when you are able to like balance that.
Yeah.
Like, totally different.
You know, I get to see everyone getting bullied that I'm really close with because I connect with intellectually, but I'm also, you know, on the jock side as well, where, you know, they're more, I don't want to say popular, they're just more outgoing. So they're out more, they're partying more, they're getting invited to more places. But I was kind of like bridging that gap where I'm like, okay, well, let's bring in some of these guys. Let's go here together. With funny story, our in high school, our valedictorian was the captain of the football team, and him and another one of our friends, we actually had our own fantasy reading club that we did not share with everybody else. It was just,
no kidding.
Yeah. So it was like a mini refuge within.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys went double secret society on us.
You were a double agent.
You find your people.
Yeah, no,
and then it's good. But you know, like all you need is one sometimes. And I was lucky. I had a couple. So
yeah, to get back to the question, I feel like
would you have been a good ruler at 14 if you were Queen of Naboo?
Okay. If I had the same character, self-awareness of who I was, intellect, can think on my feet the way Padme Amidala did, yeah, I could pull it off. But the question meaning me and remembering myself at 14 with all the excessive bullying I was going through, I had none of that. If I could get through the day being invisible, that was a good day. That's just how it was for me, unfortunately. I would love to say, yes, I could do it. But that, unfortunately, that's not my story.
Yeah. Too bad you couldn't, you know, I mean, at the time, anyway, it would have been tough for you to wear that persona or that t-shirt that says, we can do it, you know, with the, you know.
Yeah. That I would have been like, that, no. Put that away.
Put that somewhere else. Get it out of here.
That's the wrong classroom. It's next door.
Granted, I'll tell you what, considering the environment I grew up in, and I didn't watch this TV series until much later. This was after the fact, by the way. I just want to make that perfectly clear. If I had watched Smallville before going into high school and understanding the stuff that Clark was going through that I could relate to, maybe I would have been able to survive high school a little bit easier, because that show is a good measuring stick for what teenagers, granted, I don't have powers or anything, but I'm just saying that the character of Clark Kent in Smallville is so relatable that anyone who's going through high school or teen angst and they're not sure who you are, you're not sure what you want to be, and you're going through all these different changes in your physical body, but you're also trying to figure out like what you want out of life and like how you want to approach things. That character is more relatable than anyone could possibly fathom. So if you have never seen the TV series Smallville, watch the first, specifically if you're going into high school eventually, watch the first 4 seasons and watch how Clark navigates that, because what he does is nothing short of amazing. Now, granted, some episodes are not as good as some others, because that's the thing with all TV shows. Some shows have filler, some shows don't, but stick with it. It gets good. Season 4 is just so juicy. Season 3 is juicy too, because that was the darkest season. And then season 4, # minor spoiler, they bring in Lois Lane. And Lois Lane just flips everything on its head and makes it so flipping good. And by the way, Erica Durance, if you're watching this, you are the best Lois Lane we've ever seen on film. You incredibly made the show better when you showed up in season 4, because I just did a rewatch of it recently, so I'm allowed to say this on record. You killed it. I mean, not that you didn't before, but like season 4 from Beyond, like Lois was just, she was on. She was spunky. She battled with Clark. They were bickering with each other. There was a little bit of a spark there, and I'm like, Clark, you got this, man. You got this. She would. Anyway, I wish I could have been his wingman back in high school. So anyway, yeah, high school is tough. Please treat each other with respect if you can. And if you don't, then just watch the TV series Smallville and you'll learn how to navigate certain things anyway, not everything. But it'll help. Sorry. Does Star Wars rhyme with Smallville? Probably not. But go to the next question before I lose my mind here. And if you've never seen Smallville, please treat yourself, Charlie, Jen, if you've never seen it. It's streaming on Hulu. # not a sponsor. You're welcome. You might want to write that one down, Charlie. Sorry, I keep calling Charlie out on these things. I don't know why I keep doing it. Maybe it's because she's the new person.
You do that with every new guest, Ryan. It's just
I know. Maybe it's because you're the new person here, and I just.
That's okay.
And you're sitting right next to me, virtually anyway. So it's like, yeah. Do me a favor, Charlie. Just keep being you. So the next question is: if you could be fluent in one Star Wars species language, which one would it be, Jen, and why?
I want to be fluent in Jawa.
Utini. Yeah.
I want to be fluent in Jawa.
Utini. Okay. Yes. Hey, what are you trying to push on us? Sorry. That was from
Utini!
Yeah, that's one of the few words that they say throughout the course of, 6 movies, 7, 8, 9, however many movies they show up in. And they do show up in Mandalorian, so they speak Jawanese. Jawanese. They speak something in that language. So
Jawanese.
I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
There's new merch for the channel. # Jawanese.
Yeah, can we get a T-shirt made from that? I don't know. Call Lucasfilm. We'll get them on the phone. Okay, so you're going with Jawas.
Do nerd culture merch. Jawanese. There you go.
Yeah. So Jen's going with the Jawa species of things. What about you, Charlie? Is there a specific species language that you would want to be fluent in? And if so, what would it be?
Yeah, I'm super basic. I'm going to go with Wookiee. I just gotta.
I love you. I'm super basic. I'm going with Wookiee. And yet speaking Wookiee is not basic.
No, but she can learn it. Charlie can learn it.
It's not basic at all in my opinion.
No, it's not.
I feel like it's a basic answer. Like anybody who's only watched the movies would be like, yeah, Wookiee
Fair.
or Ewok or something like that. But I would still want to Wookiee for sure. Like,
well,
I want to be Han Solo. I want to be able to respond to Chewbacca. Like that's my deal.
That's a swag when you think about it. That is a swag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a humble brag every time he responded. Like, I understood everything.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
You didn't see us alone in the South Passage. She expressed her true feelings for me. Stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerve herder. Who's scruffy looking? Although I am looking scruffy looking because I haven't shaved this week, folks. So my beard is quite scruffy right now. But don't worry, it'll be gone soon. And yeah, someone needs to get that big walking carpet out of my way. And boy, you said it, Chewie. Where did you dig up that old fossil? Ben is a great man. Yeah, great at getting us into trouble. I'm sorry. I've seen that movie too many times. But if I could answer the question more appropriately, I probably, they're kind of annoying because, not annoying. They're not annoying, but I'm just not as, no pun intended, by the way, not as big a fan of them as some people are. I want to speak the Ewok language just for a bit.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't like them as much as I did when I was a youngin', but
I still love Ewoks.
Yeah, you can love them as much as you want. I don't like them that much anymore. They kind of take me out of the movie a little bit.
I actually have Ewok Mickey ears. One of my best friends got it for me for Christmas.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. Does that mean the next time I see you, you're going to be wearing that and an Ewok t-shirt?
Don't tempt me.
Okay.
I'll do it.
She'll probably go to Box Lunch tomorrow and get herself an Ewok shirt if she can find one.
Actually, I would rather wear a Princess Leia shirt with the Ewok ears.
There you go.
It's more appropriate.
Yeah, she has the village outfit when she's in the Ewok village. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's It's a nice outfit, by the way, that Carrie Fisher was wearing during that time. Yeah, which, by the way, that's been turned into what hasn't been turned into a Funko Pop, but that outfit has been turned into a Funko Pop. So, Jen, if you don't have it already, you can always find it on the interwebs and put that up on your mantle.
Ooh. Hey.
Yeah, every one of Leia's outfits has been properly made into a Funko Pop variant of Princess Leia. So
as it should. It's Carrie Fisher.
Well, we love Carrie Fisher. Who wouldn't? Feel free to look it up on the interwebs. It's probably there. So I'm going to go with the Ewoks on that one. Anyway, that's enough. Nanu, tak. Oh my, a princess. I'm afraid a furry companion is going to done something rather rash. Oh no, well there goes our surprise attack, Charlie. Anyway, for those of you wondering what the Bantha fodder is going on, this is the Nerdy Cantina where we are attempting, I should say, to discuss all things Star Wars, although we have been derailed. Shut up, Richard. Here on the show. Don't forget. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Don't forget to like and share this episode, if you will, with all of your closest friends. If you have any questions about Star Wars or something you wish to bring up about all the news that's been dropping recently about what they're doing with Star Wars, moving forward, I should say, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. And if you want to educate Charlie, who's somewhat new to this franchise, let us know. More than happy to take questions and take phone calls.
She's handling herself well. She's doing good.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good at these questions. I got to be honest with you, especially the sports question. My goodness. Really, but then again, it's Chicago. Not only do they have them Bears, they have them Bulls. They have they have what is it called? The Chicago Blackhawks or something. I don't know. And they got the deep dish pizza in Chicago with them Bears. So
the deep dish pizza.
I know. I don't think I've ever had deep dish pizza from Chicago. So I need to visit you guys in Chicago, and we need to have that pizza together as a family. And the other thing we need to do when we get there, Jen, you and I, we need to visit with Charlie and our other friends who live in the Chicagoland area. And then the other thing we need to do is go to Fan Expo or whatever big show is there. Right? Is it Fan Expo Chicago?
Fan Expo and C2E2.
That's the big one. That's like a mega omega show. Yeah. So, Charlie, the next when Jen and I get our frequent flyer miles or however we get there, we're gonna go to Chicago, meet up with you and your friends and your family and your cosplay friends, because I know you have a lot of cosplayers out there in Chicago. Chicago's very big for cosplayers, you know.
Speaking of conventions, anyone in the Orlando, Florida area, all of Star Wars is going to MegaCon.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't know if you've seen the news, Charlie, but
Ewan McGregor,
I haven't seen
Ashley, who's Ahsoka Tano,
Hayden Christensen,
Fennec Shang. They're all Boba Fett is going to be there.
Yeah. Tamora Morrison, is that how you say it?
Yeah. Yes. All of them are going to be there.
It's killing us that Jen and I can't be, that Charlie and myself, all three of us can't be there. Killing me.
What state are you in, Jen?
Huh?
What state are you in?
I'm in New York.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yes.
So it would be a trek.
She's a stone's throw away from New York Comic Con in the Javits Center.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went, and
she lived it up big time.
I made Hayden Christensen stunt double. He was there and a delightful person to talk to, and we nerded out on Star Wars and our favorite TV shows. He's a delight.
That's awesome.
Love you. She has access to one of the biggest Comic Cons in America.
Honestly, if you can ever go to a con, it is well worth it, especially if there's people there that you have watched growing up. Yes. It's such a joy to meet the people who have contributed their artistry to bring these characters to life that are so well beloved and who genuinely love what we love too. And just having those conversations of just someone who's in the films, but then also is a fan too. And you could just talk about those things. It's really nice to have those moments to share. But yes, make sure you go, because almost all of Star Wars is there. If they announce Mark Hamill is coming, I'm going to pass out. I'm just going to pass out. Be like, and Mark is going. And Mark. Done.
Consarn it. I'm not there.
At least you're in North Carolina. You're not as far as I am.
No, I'm not. We have some really good shows here. We have GalaxyCon in Raleigh, which is a big show here in North. That's one of the biggest shows, I should say, because GalaxyCon is like big corporate entity. And I'm sure you're. What is it? I don't think. Do they have a GalaxyCon in Chicago? Probably not. I think it's just Fan Expo. It's Fan Expo and C2E2. But hey, you know what? That's all you really need. I mean, you get Fan Expo and C2E2 running the show in Chicago. You know, you guys are going to be living.
That's a pretty good lineup. That's a really good lineup.
Yeah, I'm kind of jello of you over there in Chicago. Although you guys have been getting hit with like 4 feet of snow recently, so you know.
Yeah, it's been it. I think it feels like 0 degrees right now, or it might be colder. It was that at like 3 p.m. So probably
I've heard there's been a lot of snow there recently. There's been a lot of flight cancellations, been a lot of flight delays. Is the airport on lockdown? Is that how bad it is?
No, I think it was really bad because it was just everything froze after all that snow. Now it just got really, really cold.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Please keep warm as best you can.
Yeah.
I actually just talked to a gentleman, a friend of ours. He was our latest episode on, and I quote, Tony Santiago, great indie artist who does a lot of shows during the course of the year. He will be at GalaxyCon in Raleigh, where I'm going to be.
Right.
And he's in Chicago, and he told me, he's like, dude, have you heard the news about Chicago lately? I'm like, no, what happened? He's like, we've been buried in snow this, snow that, and there's been problems over here. There's been problems, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, dude, I didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah, I think because the wind is bad, so the snow that is just drifting everywhere.
They don't call it the Windy City of America for nothing. That's why they call Chicago the Windy City, Charlie. So, must be like what, 70-mile-an-hour winds out there or something?
I have no idea. It is not fun now.
Just keep warm as best
It's
you can.
one of those tidbits. I don't want to know.
Just keep warm as best you can, and if you need to go out, make sure you
need that knowledge right now.
Make sure you use a tauntaun. Make sure you use a tauntaun to go to the supermarket. You know what I mean? Sorry. That was my poor attempt at a tauntaun sound.
So many of my cosplayer friends have them as their profile pictures right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme that says, "Hey, I'm going to the store. You need anything?" And it's Luke on his tauntaun? Feel free to look that up and post that on your social media with your friends.
Love it.
And if you find that, DM it to me.
I will. I probably have it on my Star Wars Pinterest board.
You might want to put that up there, Charlie. Yeah, we're going to the store. You need anything? Sir, the temperature's dropping too rapidly. That's right, and my friend's out in it. Anyway, good Lord, these questions are getting way too deep for me. Besides the fact that Chicago's buried in snow and we're here just doing other stuff, Star Wars Inside Editions wants to know what would you wear for a night out at the Casino Bite Casino or the Coruscant Opera House? So they're asking you what kind of outfit would you wear for a night out at the Canto Bite Casino, which is one location of Star Wars, and the second one is the Coruscant Opera House, where I believe it was Palpatine and Anakin were sitting in Revenge of the Sith. Anybody remember that?
Oh, can I raid Amidala's closet? She's got
that's.
Is that what you want to do, Charlie? Just raid the closet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call up my bestie Patty. Like, hey, I'm going to the opera house. I need a dress.
What kind of dress are we looking at here?
She has duplicates, right, for her stand-ins and stuff. So I mean, she won't even notice that we're borrowing them. Like,
no,
I'm still, out of politeness, I'm still asking because that's how my mother raised me. I was like, I know it's not like you're gonna not have options,
right? Well, she won't.
I just want one, just one. I think for the opera, if I had to pick an outfit, I really like the black outfit that Padme wears in Naboo when she has dinner with Anakin. I think that would be appropriate for the Coruscant opera. I would wear that.
Isn't that one a meme too? Or no?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. That's
a good if you just look up Anakin Padme memes, there's a plethora of pinatas of memes of those two.
I understood that reference, by the way. I grew up on that movie on VHS, so yeah. I don't know if Charlie caught it though, but
I was actually talking about that movie to a group of coworkers because they're like, "Jen, have you ever heard of this movie called The Three Amigos?" I'm like, "Who has it?" Don't answer that question right now because I know who I'm sitting with. And we were talking about the movie, and I was going off on the script and just quoting so many lines, and they understand I'm a nerd.
Wow, have you seen that one? You familiar with that one, Charlie? Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short, I believe is what
that comedy era is probably one of my favorites.
So good.
I actually introduced my kids to all three of those characters or actors for that movie, and then we moved on to like Only Murders in the Building, Clifford.
Oh, that's such a good show.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and they love it. It is. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I'm doing something right.
You know what you should do?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to overstep you, Ryan. You know what you should do, Charlie? You should pull up the YouTube, the old bit Who's On First and see how they react to it.
Oh God, that's a good idea.
Abbott and Costello, Who's On
the
First.
Abbott and Costello routine.
Yeah. When I used to be a school teacher, I would always use that bit for when we had to start teaching on communication with a certain grade level at the time that we were working with. So I would always play that one for the kids, and it is just such a delight to see a younger generation actually slapping their knees and laughing so hard, but then also understand the concept of, you know, who is on first.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
I haven't seen this in a very, very, very long time.
Oh, it's so good.
I think I need to sit down and revisit this Abbott and Costello routine, because everyone tells me how good not only that is, because that's classic, that's like vintage right there, but they also tell me you need to see, well, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, Abbott and Costello meet
that one is hysterical, and I also love
meet, what's the other one? They meet
they meet the one where they're one of my favorites aside meets Frankenstein is where they actually are in the story Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh yeah.
I love
never seen it.
I haven't
love that one.
I've never seen an Abbott and Costello movie, period. So yeah, I know. Blasphemer. I'm sorry. Yeah, Charlie and I have a lot of homework to do after this show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. Isn't it sad, Charlie, that we're the ones being called out here? It's so weird. I'm not used to being
all
called
friends
out.
here. It's fine. We
I
are helping each other.
I know. I'm not used to being called out on my lack of knowledge. By the way, Charlie, have your children seen the indie film called Captain Ron with Martin Short and Kurt Russell? Have they seen that?
Oh my gosh, I can't. Nope. But
okay, so let me give you a fun fact about this.
Tell me. I love Kurt Russell.
Let me give you a fun fact about Captain Ron. So just to give everybody some context, our YouTube channel has been around for about 4 years, and I think it's about 4 years and change. And of all the videos that we have on our YouTube channel, which by the way, these are all available for you to go back and watch. So we did a movie watch along for the 30th anniversary of Captain Ron, starring Martin Short, Kurt Russell, and company. And that video is our highest, most watched video in the history of the And I Quote channel. It has over 14,000 hits on YouTube. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? Because when people were watching this when we first did the show, we didn't really have too much response to it. And then weeks went by and all of a sudden the numbers started going up. And then months later, they went even higher. And then a year or two, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this thing's gone up tremendously. What the heck is going on? And now it's got over 14,000 hits.
That's awesome.
Never
of all the videos, it's our highest, most watched video.
There are certain films like that you can't knock, you can't touch. It's just so well beloved.
My brothers raised me on that on VHS, and I got to tell you something, Charlie. Kurt Russell was born to play. Like it's basically a comedic take on Snake Plissken. If you want to go into semantics here, because he was in Escape from New York and Escape from LA. From John Carpenter, I want to say. Was that John Carpenter? Probably was. So, but he's like, good morning, boss. So I thought I'd spend the night ashore because I figured the boat might be a little crowded. Oh, that's mighty nice of you. Let me ask you something. How long is it going to take us to get to San Juan? Oh, about 4 or 5 hours tops. And you're sure you know the way? Oh, yeah, no problem there. I mean, any fool could find it. Well, let's hope so, huh? So it just, if no one has ever heard of this, I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most underrated comedy gems in the history of cinema.
Yes.
Watch an hour and 35 minutes of Captain Ron with Kurt Russell and Martin Short, where Martin Short is playing the straight man.
Yeah.
He takes things seriously. Yeah. He's not actually he drops some comedic lines, but he doesn't mean to. It just happens to be part of his character. And Captain Ron's like this laid back sea captain, and it's just the hilarity ensues, Charlie. So if your kids have not seen it,
no, they haven't yet.
You need to sit their keisters down and watch the living heck out of this movie.
Yep.
That's awesome. Man, I'm so glad you suggested that. We have nothing to do tomorrow.
There you go.
Well, you are buried in some snow right now in Chicago.
Right, exactly. We're not going anywhere. We've got Abbott and Costello and Captain Ron.
Yay!
That's a perfect. Jen, do you think that's a perfect day for her and the kids?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Get some hot chocolate with marshmallows or some hot cider or, a little bit of quotations, apple juice for you and your husband while they watch the movie. And just enjoy the ride.
Please enjoy it. It's on streaming services, so definitely look for it. It's out there. Captain Ron, I mean, anyway. Abbott and Costello, I think that's got to be something.
Probably.
Another underrated comedy movie that I absolutely adore is Oscar with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh man, you know,
that's a good one.
I don't know if you've seen this one, Charlie, but there's a comedy with Charles Grodin and Martin Short called Clifford.
Yes.
Clifford was a very weird experience for me as a child because I'm watching this and I'm thinking this kid is the most horrible person in the world and yet he still gets away with it, which I don't know how that's humanly possible. But then again, Clifford is semi-based off the film that came out a few years before that called Problem Child.
Yeah.
With John Ritter. If you remember the movie with the two movies, Problem Child 1 and 2 with John Ritter. By the way, John Ritter, rest in peace, good sir. I heard he was one of the nicest guys that ever walked the face of the earth. So rest in peace, John Ritter. But yeah, so Clifford is a weird film. I wouldn't expose your kid. I mean, their kids have probably already
No, I
seen
did
it.
already. It's too late.
Okay, so it's too late. But that's a very weird, bizarre film. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
So how it happened was my son woke up in the middle of the night. One of them woke up in the middle of the night because I have two, and he was sick and he couldn't sleep. So I'm like, okay, we'll go lay on the couch and we'll put the rag on your head and I'll give you some medicine. I'll lay here with you, pick a movie. So he puts on Clifford, and I haven't watched it in, I don't like 20 years. It was fine.
Because it gave you nightmares.
He was like a little delusional because he's sick.
But he has like no idea what's going on.
And then he made my mother-in-law watch it.
Oh no.
It was fine. It was a good time. She's
a creepy movie.
A good lady. I'm very lucky. I have a very wonderful mother-in-law. She was like, "Oh, you know what movie we watched?"
Oh, congratulations. It's awesome. Glad you have a good family out there in your neck of the woods, respectively. So that's good. Yeah, Clifford. I would advise whoever's watching this right now, don't watch it. It's very creepy, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. So just watch Captain Ron and Abbott Costello films. I think you'll thank us later.
Yeah.
So. Now, as far as if you were attending an event, what kind of an outfit would you wear? So you both rate Padme's closet. We got that.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, I would borrow one of the suits that the Jedi have when they go out to fancy event, even though they wear the same clothes everywhere they go. So I don't know. It's going to be a Jedi robe, or maybe, you know what? Who's that? Who's the senator? Not Amidala, the senator guy. Senator Organa. Yeah, let's go with Senator Organa's outfit and wear that to a night at the casino, even though I prefer not to gamble unless you double down on 11. If you're playing blackjack, always double down on 11. Jon Favreau taught me that, okay? And if you've never seen the Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn movie that I'm referencing right now, you need to sit down and watch that movie because that's one of the funniest romantic comedies that was ever been made. And it's ironic because that movie was directed by the guy who made the freaking Bourne Identity. Doug Liman directed that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He directed that movie. That was like his first film.
Oh, wow.
That was like Vince Vaughn's
at his peak.
Entrance.
Yeah. But that was peak Vince Vaughn. And that was peak, at the time anyway, it was peak Jon Favreau because we didn't really know what Jon Favreau was going to do.
Oh, yeah.
And look what he ended up doing 10 years later. He starts the MCU. He successfully reboots Star Wars alongside Dave Filoni, of course. And look what he's doing with Star Wars now. He's making a Star Wars movie with Mandalorian and Grogu. So he's so money. He just doesn't even know it. He's like a big bear, man.
He has that magic touch.
Yeah.
He's got the touch.
I just think he's so money. That's his thing, Charlie. He's so money, he just doesn't even know it. So would you rather, oh boy, this is going to get dark for you here, Charlie. Would you rather attend a Naboo parade or an Ewok celebration?
Oh, Ewok
celebration.
You're going with Ewoks?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm dancing with those little teddy bears. I'm around the bonfire. Yeah.
Okay. What about, I think Jen's going with Ewok, but she may change her mind here in a second. I don't know.
How hard that is so hard. I want to go dance with the Ewoks, but then the music at the Naboo parade.
La 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 la. Yeah, you remember that?
That is like true celebratory music. I don't understand why at every Star Wars celebration we just don't open with that every year.
Oh God.
Oh.
Wow, someone's being very particular about what she wants out of life here.
That would be hard for me. I mean, oh, freaking
consarn it. This is what we say when we can't curse on this show. By the way, just so everybody is aware of our content on Anti-Quote channel, we do our best to keep things family friendly. So keep that in mind if you expose this to the kids.
Why we drink apple juice.
Yeah, it's why we drink it. It's why, Charlie's gonna be having apple juice later when she's watching Having a Celebration, or whatever.
I'm gonna go with Ewoks.
All right, I'm just gonna cheat up everybody's paper and say Ewok Celebration. I'd rather hang out with teddy bears who will like me for who I am, rather than hanging out with. I mean, people in the booth, they seem all right, but if I see Jar Jar, I just can't do it.
There's nothing wrong with Jar Jar.
No, it kind of is, but I
love
tolerate
Jar
him.
Jar.
I tolerate him because
He makes
Episode
me
1
laugh.
is my favorite of the prequel trilogy. The Phantom Menace is my favorite of the prequel trilogy. And speaking of which, that movie turns a very young 25 this year.
Oh, so which means we have to do a watch along.
Yes, and to give everyone a minor spoiler here, I think we're gonna we haven't narrowed it down just yet, but I think we're gonna aim to do it on May the 4th.
Oh,
And I think Jen's gonna want in on that. Maybe, I don't know, Charlie, if you're a prequelist like some people are, maybe Charlie will be in on this. Maybe she'll dress up as Queen Amidala. Who knows?
Ooh.
That'd be a fun cosplay for you to display on the show here, Charlie. If we do it for Phantom Menace here,
it would be.
You know, which is how we were introduced to Padme Amidala. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, but yeah, Phantom Menace turns 25. We're in discussions with our quote-unquote producers, if you will, to have it on May the 4th be with you. So I think that would be a good Star Wars Day celebration, don't you? Yeah.
Love it.
Plus, who doesn't want to hear Duel of the Fates by our homeboy, John Williams? So.
That was one of some of the exciting announcements that came out. He is coming out of retirement because he does not want to miss opportunities to write music.
Yeah, and I don't think he would ever. I mean, honestly, he's like Ric Flair, and I will never retire. You know? Like Boy Ric Flair.
I understand why he wants to retire. It's like, yeah, dude, like
you're 91.
Good.
He's 91.
Rest. You have done your duty, sir. We appreciate.
He's 91, Charlie. It's a true statement. He's 91 years old, but he doesn't look it. By the way, he doesn't look 91.
No, he looks fantastic. He looks fantastic.
Must be that scruffy-looking nerf herder beard he's got going on. I don't know. Maybe that's the key to his immortality, don't you think? Could be. But yeah, John Williams announced that he's no longer going to be pursuing retirement. He's going to keep composing until the day he dies. And we're very thankful for that because John Williams is arguably the #1 composer of all time. So there you go. He's on the Mount Rushmore of film composers if you want to make comparisons. By the way, I think
there's so many movies he has done.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All Harry Potter.
Jaws.
Yep. I mean,
what has he done?
Home Alone.
He did.
Home Alone.
Did he do Home Alone? Was that him?
That's he also did Home Alone.
He did Star Wars. He did Superman. He did Superman. Christopher Reeve. By the way, rest in peace, Margot Kidder and Christopher Reeve. Yeah.
Yep. He has quite the resume of the music he has done.
If you just go to his IMDb page, it's probably how many miles long? 30 miles long. Didn't he do Bridge of Spies? Probably.
It is a sheet.
Is it? Hasn't he done most Spielberg movies? I think the only Spielberg
movie he has. Yeah, he did E.T.
Oh, that's right. E.T.
He did E.T. That's all John Williams.
Wow. I'll be right here.
I love E.T.
I'm so sorry.
Fun fact: E.T. is in the Senate Council in Star Wars.
Yeah,
they're there.
Matt Kearns brought that up not too long ago. I think it was on this show, as a matter of fact. So I guess that means E.T. is canon now, Charlie.
Yes, it is. They're in the universe, and they have been canonized.
And they have Reese's Pieces for everybody.
Yes.
Does anyone else have a hankering for candy right about now? Probably. I'm going with Ewok Celebration because I'd rather party with them. So the Dark Side Cave on Dagobah in episode, I want to say it was episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, right? Yeah. So it brings fears to life. That's what it does. The Dark Side Cave on Dagobah. What do you think you would see inside the cave on Dagobah, Charlie?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
More snow in Chicago? Never mind.
I lean towards, warm. Just I'm always warm. So the cold doesn't bother me too bad.
Bothers me.
Let it go, Ryan.
I can't. Don't start with no. No, we're not going there. It's Disney. We're not going there. We're not going there. But Charlie, if you saw something that was very dark and disturbing that influences your fear on Dagobah, what would it be?
You don't want to build a snowman, Ryan?
No. I'd rather watch the Michael Keaton classic Jack Frost. Thank you very much.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm stumped. I don't know what I would see. There's just so much to choose from that I can't pinpoint.
Fear that my kid's going to get sick again and I have to be subjected to Clifford.
Just on a loop on Amy.
Is that your worst fear, Charlie?
Clockwork Orange style. I'm just
gosh.
Man.
The Clockwork Orange. I saw that in the theater and I was so creeped out. I'm like, this is a movie I'm never watching ever again.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's
a lot. There's probably a lot. I don't know. Let me think more on it.
All right, we'll give you a lifeline on that one. You're fine. Take another minute. Think about it. If you want to sing,
are like that. You have to really think about it. Like they get deep.
They get these questions get deep here on this show. But the Dark Side Cave, which is known on Dagobah, brings spheres to life. What do you think you would see inside, Jen? More fur babies taking up the cat tower?
I think one of the things I would see is, I mean, I've lived through some hard stuff already with losing my mom. That one of the hardest things I had to walk through in my life. So I think it would be something where it would be like a certain attachment that I have that I was afraid of losing. That's what I would see, and if I would pass the test or not.
Yeah, we're getting deep here.
Yeah. The way I have certain attachments to certain people, I feel I would definitely be tested in that.
Yeah, I got mine now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just about to go ahead and reveal my answer, but now I'm anxious. I'm anxious to hear Charlie's answer.
Triggered fears for me. It would be definitely my family. So to go to visit my in-laws, we drive over the Dubuque Bridge, which goes over the Mississippi, and mine would be me outside of the car, my family going into the water. That would be like the kids, husband, everybody in the car in the water, and me not being there to help. That's probably a scary one for me. We're going deep, apparently. We're going
into the Marianas.
They're like that. They're
this
like
is what these questions are for. We go into the Marianas Trench, and we go into things that we otherwise would normally discuss on any other show.
Like, how many therapists did you all have in this room, Star Wars?
Seriously, how many people wrote these? Because I didn't write these questions, just to make everybody perfectly aware. I didn't write any of these questions. We're just presenting these, brought to you by Inside Editions, # not sponsor, but if you want to be, call me, maybe. And this is I know, there's the song for you. There's a catchy tune that never went out of style. Did it, Carly Rae Jepsen? Why did Carly never called me, by the way? I'm so disappointed. But anyway, she might call me. Maybe she'll call me. I don't know. Carly, are you watching this? And if you are, give me a holla. For those of you wondering what the Bantha Fodder Ryan is talking about, we're talking about the Nerdy Cantina of just all things Star Wars. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you have any questions or comments about anything Star Wars related, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. If you're joining this live or on the replay, thank you for being with us. And also want to take a moment to thank our guests, Charlie and Jen, who are going to be subjected to a very high therapy bill after the show is over, for being with us and going through this craziness of Star Wars. As far as what I would see in the cave, oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to go too far deep into this, but our colleagues and I were having a conversation in the green room before the show. So if that situation were to happen where I lost something that I care very deeply about, that would suck and that would hurt. So it's kind of similar to what Jen was saying to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like I said, and I'm not trying to diminish anything that she said. So I'm going to go with that. Because losing something or somebody you love is rough. It's Scruff McGruff here, and we want to encourage you to stay away from those substances that we were told to stay away from when we were kids. Anyone remember Scruff McGruff from the DARE program? Yeah.
I'm a DARE graduate.
Are you a DARE graduate? Guess what?
I'm a DARE graduate.
I think we had that in my school. Was I a graduate?
Yeah, my school had it.
You did have it? I think we had it too. Did you guys have it, Charlie, in Chicago?
Yeah. The guy came with like a suitcase that he put out on the desk in front of the class.
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. This is Scruff McGruff here.
Why is there a suitcase in the classroom?
Wait, why is there a suitcase in the classroom? Why is that even there? Are there action figures inside of this thing?
No, there are T-shirts that say DARE. Do you know what DARE stands for? No.
But then the person who was teaching the class at that point taught us what it was. So, by the way, does anyone remember what the 4 letters stand for? Because I remember.
I don't remember.
I don't
remember. Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
Okay, so Dare, for those of you wondering, this is a retro. We're going back into the Wayback Machine for the three of us here. And maybe you who are watching and listening to this are familiar with this program that was instated.
Or to keep it in the umbrella of Star Wars, we're going into the back to take to revisit our memories, like Boba.
Thank you. Yes, there's a reference for you there, Charlie. So DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
Ah, okay, yes, I remember that.
There you go. There you go. Pretty sure I got that right. If I got the A acronym wrong, I apologize, America. This is America. We try to get things right here, you know. We don't make too many mistakes. No, we've made mistakes, and we're still making them today. So let's try to correct those as best we can, shall we? But yeah, drug abuse resistance education. There were T-shirts. There were stuffed animals that had a dog on them who was wearing a trench coat, made himself look like Inspector Gadget. So yeah, it was a great trench coat. Anybody remember Inspector Gadget when they were kids? Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I love Inspector Gadget.
Go! Yeah. Anybody remember the theme song? Yeah.
Inspector Gadget.
You remember that? Yeah. Those were some good times, right? Sitting in front of the TV when things were simple.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all you had to do was flip on the TV. So yeah, that's my answer to one of the other questions. I don't know where I'm going with this. So, that's the answer to a question that was completely out of left field in the BAFTA tank, as our good friend Jen likes to call it. So, would you rather? Oh, another would you rather question. Maybe this has something to do with celebrations on Naboo. So, would you rather live on frozen Hoth like Charlie is right now in Chicago, or volcanic Mustafar like Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith? And if so, why, Charlie?
Oh, yeah, the first one. I run way too hot to live anywhere near a volcano. There's just no way. I couldn't. I can always make myself warmer, I think. I just there's only so many articles of clothing that I could remove to be cool near a volcano.
So
that's my working theory anyway.
Right. So you're going with are you going with volcanic Mustafar or are you going with frozen Hoth?
Frozen Hoth.
Okay. I mean, hey, you got a Tauntaun out there in Chicago. All you got to do is look at your family and say, hey, I'm going to the store. You need anything? Yeah, just turn to him and say, honey, you need something? I can get you a 6-pack of something. I don't know. Sorry. Don't mean to go into, beverages choices. But anyway, I digress. What about you, Jen? You going to live on frozen Hoth like they do in episode 5? Or are you going to volcanic Mustafar in episode 3? Just remember, you have the high ground. Anybody remember that scene? Yeah, it was pretty pivotal.
Yeah, the people, I have the high ground all the time. I'm also going to pick Hoth because I don't know if I would do well by a volcano. I don't know if I can handle that.
I'm not really big on cold, so I'm going to take the opposite route. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm going to go with volcanic Mustafar, and I'll bring peace, justice, and glory to my new empire.
Your new empire?
My loyalty is to democracy. And then what does he say next? I don't even know what he says next. He's like, don't make me do this, Anakin. You know, like, I will do what I must. You will try. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. You got it.
See, I'm getting better at this, Charlie. I'm getting better at this. See, I'm not even a prequelist, and yet I can quote most of the lines. It's so weird.
We have a Chicago cosplayer. I think it's Sean Sharp, and he did after Anakin's all burnt up. That's his cosplay.
He burned.
Yes. It's amazing. So he's on his knees on, I think it was C2E2 where he was on stage in like the championship, and he was on his knees and he's all ripped up and bloody looking.
Wow.
It's good. Sean Sharp. I'm almost positive that's what his name is.
Wow.
Their name is. Excuse me.
That is so impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most impressive. Yeah, most impressive. As a wise person once said, Charlie. Oh, gosh. You know what? I'm too disturbed to look at something like that in live action. So if you want to send that to Jen in the DMs, feel free to
I'm down. I want to see this cosplay. I've never
she wants to see it, but Ryan, the rebel scum, has no interest in seeing a man burned looking like Anakin.
Send it to me because I'm going to send it to my friend Lauren, who co-mods with me in the Star Wars Universe Club on Clubhouse, where we talk about Star Wars, and she has strong opinions about that scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan. She
Nice.
has had tangents in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Feel free to DM it to Jen, but don't DM it to your good friend Ryan. Please don't, because otherwise I'm going to have nightmares for the next 7 weeks, and I don't want to have
I'll DM
nightmares.
it to you. I'll DM it to you.
Please don't, Jen. Like I like you a lot. You're very good. You're both good friends of mine, but please don't torture me like this. Don't. But the next, good Lord, I'm going with volcanic Musafar. That's my final answer. So the final question. We're at question 110. 110
Wow.
of 125, Charlie.
Ooh.
We only have a few. Well, not tonight, obviously, but this is the last question for this particular episode of the Nerdy Cantina. So the question is, choose between these tough jobs. So one of them is being a bartender in the Mos Eisley Cantina. Speaking of Nerdy Cantina, which is where we're at right now, having free drinks and food for everybody. Hey, we don't serve their kind here. What? You're droids. They'll have to wait outside. We don't want them here. Hey, we don't want you to wait outside. We don't want any trouble. I heartily agree with you, sir. So with that being said, are you going to be a bartender in the Mos Eisley Cantina or a server on Jabba's sail barge? Why did you pick that particular job, Jen?
I'm not working for Jabba. Absolutely not. No. Grogu. No.
So that's a minor spoiler for you on Mandalorian there, Charlie.
No. I'll be the bartender. I'll be the bartender.
What about you, Charlie? What do you prefer, being a bartender or being a server on Jabba's sail barge in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, before it blows up? What do you think?
I think I gotta go with bartender in the cantina because I think that there's a good chance you run into decent people there. We're working for Jabba. That I don't think I could keep my mouth shut. I would inevitably die very, very quickly. So I would like to live a little longer. I'll stay in the cantina bar time.
I think there are more interesting stories in the cantina than on a flying barge, personally.
For sure.
Okay. True, because the barge is kind of constricted. It's kind of a small area. It's not that big. I mean, when you look at it in a wide shot, it looks big, but when you look on the inside of it, it's not that big. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. You always get new people that come through. Always.
Well, I can't argue with you on that. So I guess we're going with Mos Eisley Cantina bartender. Is that the option here? Yeah. So I guess, Jabba, I'm sorry to tell you this, my not so good friend. Sorry about the mess. But we're not going to be working for you anytime soon. So I'm sorry to say that is what is it called? The honest truth. Isn't that right?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Jabba,
I did not see that coming.
We have added some new things to the set on
I love
the channel, and we have just scratched the surface of what we're capable of when it comes to using popular pop culture references, Charlie. So fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be one heck of a ride. Jabba, that's the truth.
It's the brand, and I quote.
It's true, and Jabba can't handle the truth. So, sorry, buddy. I'm going to be a bartender in the cantina. You want to know why? Because not only do you get new people coming in, but you get good people, you get scum and villainy, you get nasty people, you get nice people, you get women looking for hot dates, you get dancers coming in after hours, you get a guy keeping an eye on things while Luke's having a fight with two dudes, and Obi-Wan has to come out and cut some guy's arm off. Yep. I mean, who doesn't want to see that? Come on.
You never know what you're going to get at the cantina.
Yeah, it's like a box of chocolates. You know, you never know what you're going to get. You know, that's what they say, which, by the way, that's a fun fact. That movie turns 30 this year. So,
wow.
I know.
It's in the 30s club?
Guess what else is in the 30s club? Pulp Fiction, The Mask.
The Mask is 30 years old?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jim Carrey had a heck of a year. Does anyone notice that about him?
My first Jim Carrey movie was The Mask, and I loved it.
Really? I saw that. I saw Ace Ventura before I saw The Mask.
No, I saw The Mask first, and I saw all the Ace Venturas. I love them very dearly.
Which one do you like more, The Mask or Ace Ventura? Which one, though? Do you know? Do you have a thought on this?
I think I would go with The Mask, only because I really loved young Cameron Diaz.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
I'm gonna say the mask too, because just it was my first Jim Carrey, and I remember laughing so hard in that film. And then I love Cuban Pete. You can't
do the rumba beat.
Yes.
Oh, you mean the song? I'm like, wait a minute, is this a character?
And the cop in that film,
yes,
is also in the movie Oscar with Sylvester Stallone. So
really?
He is. So for those of you who don't know about this movie, to keep a long story very short, this comedy movie called Oscar is about Snaps Provolone trying to go strength and become a banker.
Yeah, nice try.
This movie is just so hysterical, and the casting that is in it, Tim Curry is in it as well as
really. Timmy Boy's in this.
Tim Curry's in it as Dr. Poole. And one of the Douglases, one of the Douglas actors.
Is it Michael or is it Kirk?
Kirk Douglas.
Kirk
nice.
Douglas.
There's so many well-known actors in this film.
Big name cast.
What's Spider? Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
She's in it too.
The Marissa Tomei, my cousin Vinny. Marissa Tomei.
She is in this movie.
Aunt May from Spider-Man, who was way too young to be playing flippin' Aunt May in Spider-Man. She's in this. Oh my gosh.
And she is hysterical in this film.
Is she funnier in this one than she is in Vinny?
I would dare say yes, and I'm not going to say why because you need to watch it. She's just
okay, Charlie. We need to do some homework on this one. I've never heard of this movie.
I have watched it. It's been a long time, but it was very
good. It is so good. I love Oscar.
Marissa Tomei. I'm sorry, they say that name a lot on Seinfeld because there's like 2 episodes where she's like trying to be the subject of George's affection. So
she also did a romantic comedy with Robert Downey Jr. called Only You. That's also very good. Such a good movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's very good. It's one of my favorite
when did that come out? When did that happen?
Actually,
90s.
Was that the 90s?
Yeah, it was back in the 90s.
Back in the day?
Early 90s, I'd say.
Early 90s. Wow.
Bonnie Hart in that too with her?
Really?
Is she?
So this was young Robert Downey.
It was Bonnie Hunt, yeah.
Oh, you mean Bonnie Hunt?
Thank you. Bonnie Hunt. Thank you.
Oh, I know Bonnie Hunt. She's a really good actress.
She's in this too. In Only You.
She's very talented. She's very talented.
Love Bonnie. I love when she pops up.
She's good. I wish she would do more. She's a good actress.
If you watch it and then go to the movies where Iron Man meets Aunt May, oh, it's so much better. Those interactions are so much better after you watch the movie.
When you see those movies and you see them interact together, like in what
was it Homecoming?
No. In Infinity War, when you have Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch in a scene together, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Sherlock and Sherlock in a scene. Sherlock's in a scene. Please
Was your mind blown when you saw that too, Charlie? When you saw the 2 Sherlock Holmes in the same circle?
I really loved the BBC Sherlock.
Oh heck yeah, you did.
So good.
Heck yeah, we did. Dude, that show was way ahead of the curve.
It is not appreciated. Like it just.
I was really hoping Robert Downey Jr. with his humor would have said to Benedict, "Well, no dip, Sherlock." Like call it, like just throw that in there. Like, please, someone say it. Please.
Yeah, they both have beards. It's like, you know what? Just go with it, man. You may have beards, because Sherlock doesn't have a beard in Sherlock, but RDJ does. So it's kind of like, just play off of that.
And I love both Sherlocks. I love RDJ's version, and I love Benedict's version. I really enjoyed both of them for what they were. So for me, and I'm a big Sherlock Holmes fan, so I was very happy from a fan's perspective. But yeah, that scene for me, I was just like, oh my gosh. It's coming together. This is really the multiverse, and they have no idea.
Gee whiz, we know what Jen is a fan of in this country. Geez, you're a fan of a billion different things.
You don't want to get me started. We'll be here all night.
We'll be here all day. The other thing about that movie, well, not about Infinity War, but the iterations of Sherlock Holmes, I actually enjoyed another one that came out during the same time that Sherlock was airing on the BBC network. I actually liked Elementary with Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu.
That is actually very good.
I really liked that. That was a very different, like, turn everything on its head. And Johnny Lee Miller, I mean, even in the pilot, you could tell, I'm thinking to myself, this guy is wretchedly good. And by the way, Lucy Liu, I've known you for 24 years since Charlie's Angels came out. Okay, honey. So sorry, Lucy Liu. That's how I met you professionally. So I've been a fan of her since she was kicking tail and taking names in Charlie's Angels. Not so much the sequel. That wasn't her fault. But the first one is a classic. So the fact that she plays an iteration of Watson in Elementary, I thought that was intriguing. Plus, she killed it. She was great. Didn't she like produce a number of episodes? She ended up directing like a handful of episodes of the series.
I believe she did. Yeah, I believe she did.
Yeah, talk about incredible talent, by the way. Lucy Liu, I mean, she's only, the older she gets, the younger she becomes, because some people just don't seem to flip an age. Look at Ming-Na Wen.
I want to know what water they're drinking.
Yeah, does anyone know what Ming-Na Wen has been drinking for the last 35 years? Because the first time I saw Ming-Na Wen was in that film that also turns 30 this year, Street Fighter.
Yeah, she's in Street Fighter.
Yeah, anyone remember that? Do you remember that, Charlie? You remember Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
By the way, we are going to be doing a 30th anniversary watch along for Street Fighter because that's one of the cheesiest but yet best video game movies ever made.
It was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people throw it under a bus, but I think it's actually quite good. And Raul Julia as his last performance as M. Bison, I mean, come on, he owns that part.
Mm-hmm.
More so than our friend Neil McDonough did in the reboot Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
I didn't watch that one.
I didn't watch that either.
The only reason I watched it was because my girl, Kristen Crook, from the #1 show of all time, known as Smallville, was Chun-Li. So I thought it was fine, but when I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, this wasn't too good. I need to maybe rethink my feelings on this. But obviously the original was the best. And it turns 30 later this year, folks. So feel free to tune in when we do that watch along. Maybe we'll get someone to dress up as one of the Street Fighter characters on this show. I don't know. Not this show, but for the movie watch along that presents Street Fighter. Sorry. But as far as the jobs go, yeah, I'm going with a bartender because bartender's a lot of fun. You get a lot more people in there and you get more stories to share with other people. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. The stories you get at a bar. Come on.
I mean, Chewbacca here. He's first made on a ship that might suit us. You may bump into Han Solo while you're there. You never know, right? He could just walk up to you, strut his collar there and say, Han Solo, Captain Millennium Falcon.
I was the one who saw him. I was the one who saw that he shot first. Yes.
Yeah, how many different versions have there been?
I can confirm that Han shot first because I was keeping the bar.
Isn't there a T-shirt that says Han shot first?
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah. Do you own that shirt by any chance?
I don't. I wish I did. Oh, we have a special guest.
Oh, do we? Who's this guest of yours? Who's this? Introduce us to your friend here.
He just woke up. This is my new addition to my family. This is Cal.
Hello, Cal.
He's my new fur baby.
And how old is he?
I think he's just about a month old or a little bit older.
He is.
He's actually gotten bigger. He was smaller than this 2 weeks ago, but
oh my lord.
Say hi, Cal.
He's very curious. He's looking all over the camera.
Well, he sees Luna down here, and he just woke up from a long nap, so now he wants to play.
Right, ready to get feisty.
Where's your ball? Where's your ball or your kitty toy there? Where is it?
It's on the floor.
Look at it. Now he's trying to jump off the chair.
Yeah, he's going to.
Be careful with the chair. Be careful with the chair, Cal.
You got it. There you go.
Ooh. That looks like a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater wipeout sequence. Sorry.
No, he landed on his feet. He's fine.
Oh, he did? He did land on his feet. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Glad that you
remember, he's from parkour. His full name is Cal Parkour because he parkours everywhere.
Oh, that's his full name? Wow, I didn't know that was for the record, Charlie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and for the quote record, my cat's name is Cal Parkour Gaddafi.
Wow. By the way, Aubrey Cabot is here with us. She says, hello, everyone. Good to see you, Aubrey. Thanks for being with us. By the way, Aubrey Cavett is a member of the Back of the Cereal Box crew. So feel free to check them out on Back of the Cereal Box on YouTube. They do a lot of great shows over there, including the Saturday morning show at 9 a.m. Eastern time. If you want to talk about your favorite things from Saturday morning cartoons, etc., etc. You can find them on backofthecerioalbox.fun, which is their website. Feel free to check them out. Aubrey, good to see you. Let us know your favorite things about Star Wars, because we just answered 10 questions that are going to give us a very high therapy bill. So I don't know about you, but this has been fun going into these 10 questions. But guess what? We only have, how many is that now? We only have 15 questions left.
Oh, man.
We're getting towards the end of this deck of cards.
Did it!
We're getting this close. This close.
Those are good questions too. I mean, that late in the deck, and they're oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want your own deck of cards featuring Star Wars that are 125 conversation cards, it also comes with this handy dandy notebook. Anybody remember that sequence from the show that I just referenced? We need our handy dandy notebook. Cha-ching.
Do. We just found a blue.
Then blue comes out and says, "Wah, wah, wah." You know, it's just anyway. Sorry, I watched.
We love you, Steve.
Yeah, and he's doing conventions now. So congratulations, to Steve. By the way, all 3 iterations of the people who hosted the show.
I loved it when they got all iterations for that one thing, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. My heart melted.
Oh, did it now?
It did.
Well, they're doing conventions, so they may be coming up to your neck of the woods at New York Comic Con.
Oh, they better come.
Yeah. You're going to show them your handy dandy notebook and have them sign it?
Yes, with a blue pen.
Oh my Lord, we're learning so much about the fandoms that Jen is obsessed with.
I watch a lot of movies and TV. It's my thing, okay?
I mean, look, I may have watched Blue's Clues, but I didn't obsess over it 30 years later when I'm an adult. But you know what? That's the pot calling the kettle black.
My coworker Gary at work has nicknamed me the Rolodex.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And the other, hey, look at. Here's a funny story for you. So a long time ago, and not so much in a galaxy far, far away, but a place called Angel Grove, USA. I was a fan of Power Rangers for the longest time, and then when I grew up and got wiser, I moved I moved on to greener pastures, right? But then years later, when they were coming out with these wonderful magical things called Diva Does, and they were re-releasing the series on DVD, brought to you by our good friends at Shout Factory, # not a sponsor. And they had them in these nice looking box sets with behind the scenes footage, behind the scenes featurettes that you can't find anywhere else but through Shout Factory, which, by the way, Shout Factory, thank you for bringing back the nostalgia. As well as many other films, too. They've redistributed like classic films that otherwise have not gotten the DVD or Blu-ray treatment. So feel free to look them up online. # not sponsor. Thank you, America. So now that they've come out with the DVDs, I took it upon myself to go back to Angel Grove and to buy those DVD sets and relive the days of childhood. And guess what, Jen and Charlie? I have no regrets of saying, yes, I'm 36 and I'm still a Power Rangers fan. Don't come at me in the comments.
So am I.
And Jen is too.
OG Power Rangers, but the newest film, really well done. I wish they would have done completely underrated.
Underrated. Did you see that? You and the kids see that one, Charlie, in the theater? Did you see the reboot in 2017?
I didn't. Power Rangers were like a couple years after me when they hit their peak. So my sisters were fans, but I was a little bit older, so I didn't get as into it. But they were all morphin all the time.
I will say, and I don't know what happened to it, but when they came out with the Power Rangers fan club, I joined the fan club.
Yes.
And I got the Power Rangers fan club box.
Nice.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. I wish I could have joined it back in the day. I wish I would have gotten that giant.
I was so excited when I told my mom about it, and she did it for me, and I became a part of the fan club. Ah, so good.
Man, that's awesome. Family and fandom is a good thing. Maybe the best of things.
It's a way of life, people. Get with it.
The simple thing about life is get busy living or get busy dying. Which is another movie that turns 30 later this year with Shawshank Redemption. So you're welcome.
Wow.
I know. So many. By the way, one of the greatest action films of all time, known as Speed with Keanu Reeves, turns 30.
Speed is 30 years old?
You know, it has that girl, Sandra Bullock, with that girl on the bus.
Oh, Speed is one of my favorite movies. I think
it's one of the best movies of all time. You know, I didn't see it until a couple years ago for the very first time ever. Did you know that?
I also think it's also underrated to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gets praise from a lot of people, but it's still kind of flies under the radar to a degree. But
It does. It
yeah,
does.
I mean, Dennis Hopper as the villain.
Come
I mean,
on.
when he says,
So
"I'm not crazy, Jack. I'm eccentric," you know, and then he says, "I'm smarter than you." Oh yeah, well I'm taller.
Such a good line. Such a good line.
By the way, where's Payne? He lost his head.
Literally.
He does. Spoiler alert if you've never seen the indie film known as Speed, but gosh,
Such
that
a
movie
good
is
movie.
that's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
It's literally Die Hard on a bus, but who the heck cares?
And for those of you who don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, this one is actually not a Christmas movie.
No, Speed is definitely not. It's more of a summer movie because
Definitely more
it's
summer.
in La La Land, it's in LA,
Yes.
and it's very hot in LA. If anyone
There,
here has been to
there
LA,
will be no dispute.
LA is very hot. Yeah, the streets are hot, the city is hot, and the temperatures can go up to like what 90 some odd degree. I don't know, 85, 90 degrees. It's pretty bad. As well as the humidity. You know, it's not so much the temperature; it's the humidity that will kill you. So, as people probably in Chicago know about this by now, with humidity and snow and cold and hoths and battles in the snow with AT-AT walkers roaming around Chicago right about now. I don't know. By the way, Aubrey Cabot has something interesting to share with us, Charlie and Jen. She says, "My favorite moment of the OG3 of Star Wars will forever be the first scene with Slave Leia. She rocked that vibe for the time, inspirational in her power."
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Leia on the Meeting of Fandom on the first episode we did, and just how iconic Leia is, and how she really challenged the norm, and how she was such a positive representation for young girls to look up to.
I think you did an episode, Ryan, with Nerdy Cantina, and it was you guys were talking about the young Leia being casted, and man,
Young actress.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I just
really
you didn't like the.
No, I think that it's iconic. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I think she did well. I mean, she's a young actress. She probably doesn't have too much experience, but with the experience that she does have, she brought it into Leia, and I think Carrie Fisher would have been. I think she would have enjoyed it, hypothetically. I mean, I never met Carrie Fisher. I was never at a con where she was present at. I know she did a couple of Wizard World shows back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe she was in Wizard World Chicago. I don't know.
She was.
But, She was. Okay, so you're familiar. So you know where I'm going with this. But I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that I think she would have liked the little girl who portrayed her on Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think she would have liked it.
Yeah.
I agree with you, because that was the feeling I got. And for me,
she was good.
I thought young Vivian did so well in this role. And for me, I thought I was witnessing young Leia Organa for myself.
Yeah.
And
she was snarky. Yeah.
Okay. The actor Bail Organa is Hispanic, which means Princess Leia Organa is an honorary Hispanic. Do you know how happy that makes me?
Tell us how you
Latina. I'm like, yes, she's on our team.
Viva la Leia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I still remember some things from my classes that I took in high school. See, I can still remember some certain phrases.
Oh man! But when that scene with her cousin, I was like, "There's my girl."
Yeah. Can't speak for everyone, Charlie, but you're right. And everyone is entitled to their opinion. Everyone is entitled.
This is where the fun begins. Just popped in my head, because I just feel like Anakin would smile so big if he overheard his daughter say that.
I don't know. I think Carrie would have enjoyed it, but then again, we don't know Carrie. We never met her. We were never in the same room with her. I never saw her at a Comic-Con. I never saw her at a meeting somewhere, or where she was hanging out with friends and family and coworkers. So I don't know. I never met her. I don't know. But I think the young actress who did portray Leia in this iteration of her on Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't an overall great series, but some of the better parts were between Ewan McGregor and the young actress who was portraying Leia. And even Leia's scenes by herself, where she's just interacting with other like the scenes with other characters. I thought she did a brilliant job.
I enjoyed Kenobi. I think Kenobi was fantastic, for my opinion.
Uneven, but I got you.
Yeah, hey, we're allowed to have our own opinions.
In the magic words of diplomacy, to each their own. You call this a diplomatic solution? No. I call this aggressive negotiations.
Yes, exactly. Well put, and I quote.
I know. See, this is what I'm here for. But yeah, Charlie, thank you for bringing up previous episodes of the Nerdy Cantina, because we do tend to bring up a lot of different aspects of the franchise when we're here on the Nerdy Cantina, which, by the way, free drinks and food for everybody on your way in and on your way out.
Endless blue milk on tap. Let's go.
Yeah, you just got to tug at the bartender there and say, can I have one of those? And then he just hands you the glass.
And I'll throw in some boba bubbles.
Yeah, exactly. You'll throw those in, and then someone's going to give you a light shove, and then his friend next to him is going to say, he doesn't like you. I'm sorry. I don't like you either.
Then get out of my bar.
Then get out of my bar. Yeah, command it, own your bar, do the best you can to run it. Or if you want to go crazy and throw wild parties, you can run it like the ladies do in Coyote Ugly.
Oh, boy.
So, well, I'm sorry. Look, Piper Perabo is one of the most beautiful women in the history of this planet, and that was one of her debuts in acting. So, well done, Piper Perabo. Coyote Ugly it's a good movie, and not for the reasons you think. It's not just because of that, okay? She does have good story qualities in that movie, not just her looks, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not always about looks. Let's be perfectly honest here. But look at the cast you had back then, ladies and gentlemen. You had Piper Perabo, you had Bridget Moynihan before she was on Blue Bloods, you had Tyra Banks before she was Tyra Banks, and then you also had Maria Bello. Okay, Maria Bello has been in a ton of stuff over the years. Has anyone ever seen her in A History of Violence?
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, what she was on NCIS for a long time too. Yeah, NCIS, the original, not like one of the 2,000 billion spinoffs. I mean, how many NCISs do you really need? Gosh almighty, there's too many spinoffs of that show. Get out of here, networks. But anyway, this has been a great historical, epic, and educational episode of the Nerdy Cantina, and I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to the person who is watching or listening to this episode. Thank you to our wonderful guests for putting up with my insanity times 1,000. Thank you for, by the way, Charlie, welcome to the Nerdy Cantina family. We hope you enjoyed your stay with us. We hope we didn't scare you off to the point where you're going to file a restraining order against us first thing tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, for those of you wondering what time zone she's in. And all that good stuff. And by the way, Aubrey says, laugh out loud, fried frog legs for me when it comes to eating stuff in the Nerdy Cantina. Okay. Fried frog legs. Didn't they have those in the Muppet movie with Doc Hopper? Doc Hopper. You want those nice frog legs. Anybody remember that movie, the Muppet movie?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Does that take you back a little bit?
To like last year, because I watched it with my kids.
By the way, did the kids enjoy it, though?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Have they seen the other Muppet movies or just that one?
Oh yeah, they've watched like the old school one. Is it
Great Muppet Caper?
Yes.
With Diana Rigg and Charles Grodin?
Yes. Yeah. I think that one
Holiday?
is my favorite.
Oh, that's their favorite?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, with the baseball diamond? We're gonna catch those thieves red-handed. What color are their hands now? Can't help it.
Love it.
Does anyone else remember that? I just did a rewatch of the Great Muppet Caper a few months ago, and I got to tell you something. God bless Diana Rigg and Charles Grodin. Those two actors are no longer with us, but their spirit is going to live on in that film forever. I mean, the baseball diamond. Have you seen the size of that thing? And her diamond necklace that gets stolen? I mean, come on. And Charles Grodin, these are breathing down your. I want to put them in a safe. No. Why would I say yes when I obviously meant yes? Charles Grodin. By the way, Nikki, why are you doing this? Because I'm a villain. It's pure and simple.
It's part of my arc.
It's part of my arc. By the way, do you remember when Diana Rigg looks at Miss Piggy and dead in the camera and says, "It's plot exposition. It has to go somewhere." Anyway, I'm going out for a little bit and straighten up the office. Consider it done. I'm sorry. That was my poor attempt at Miss Piggy. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I've had the pleasure of meeting some of the members of the Jim Henson clan. And I got to tell you, the person who played Kermit after Jim Henson, unfortunately, passed away. He's no longer with us. Rest in peace, Jim Henson. We love you, good sir. You made the world a bigger and better place with you in it, Jim Henson. Let me just make that perfectly clear. Steve Whitmire was the Muppeteer / voice of Kermit the Frog for almost, what was it, like 25, 30 years? He and I met at Comic-Con. He's a very nice gentleman. If you ever get a chance to say hello to Steve Whitmire, please do. He signed my Muppet Christmas Carol and Muppet Treasure Island DVDs. And he also did the Kermit voice for me. It was great. And then I also met the late, great Carol Spinney, who graced us with his presence as both Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch.
Nice.
And I met him not too long ago before he tragically passed away.
Oh.
So, Carol Spinney, thank you for all the memories of playing Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. Who would have thought that you could play a good person and then a nasty sourpuss of a person with Oscar the Grouch? That's called range, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, rest in peace to Jim Henson, Carol Spinney, and all the great Muppeteers, or puppeteers, if you will, who are no longer with us, but they will also be remembered forever. Honestly. Real quick, though, I got to ask this question to the field. Favorite Muppet character? Go.
Miss Piggy.
Oscar.
Oh, you're going with Oscar.
I'm definitely going with Oscar, yeah.
How did Santa Claus get
Or
all that
Rizzo.
stuff down the chimney?
Or Rizzo.
Or Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah.
And I love Animal.
Oh, yeah.
Woman.
I love Animal.
More drum. More drum. I'm sorry. What about Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem? That's a heck of a band. You know, if I could do this, I would have them play at my wedding. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool if they played at my wedding? That would be flipping
Animal on drums. Oh my
yeah.
God.
If that ever happens and I'm able to convince the Jim Henson people over there to get the Electric Mayhem to play for my wedding, that'd be the best thing since sliced bread, Charlie. And Jen. Because I'm not ignoring anybody else in this room. So favorite Muppet character, you know, I got to tell you something. I've always been a Kermit fan, but I got to tell you that I've seen some videos on the internet lately, and I don't know if you two have seen these. Cookie Monster is pretty good. He's funny.
I love Cookie.
I think he's hilarious. You know, and I sent you this video. I sent some of you guys this video where he's saying, yeah, you need to treat yourself today. Maybe take a nice walk. Maybe do some stretches. Maybe drink lots of water, and maybe have a cookie or two. So
love it.
God, I love Cookie Monster. I think Cookie Monster is my new favorite. I got to be perfectly honest. I think he's my favorite. Does anyone else like Cookie Monster? Do you like Cookie Monster?
Oh yeah.
I have
think
a
he's
Cookie Monster cookie jar, which is
Do you?
amazing. It's Cookie Monster, just like the top part, and then he has a cookie in his hand, and his
love it.
Come off. It's
Do you catch your kids with their hands in the cookie jar?
Of course.
They're always trying to steal your cookies from the cookie jar.
And I also love Elmo. Elmo just warms my heart.
Did you ever have the toy Tickle Me Elmo when you were a child?
Oh,
that was
huge. That was huge. My sister did.
Your sister did. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you? I think that was one of the. Oh, someone made a video about this. This was one of the top 20 hottest selling toys for Christmas in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which was Tickle Me Elmo, among other things.
That was huge.
It was everywhere, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't it sell out like very quickly at Toys R Us one time? Or
oh
KB
my gosh! Like they could not keep it on the shelf.
No.
They could not keep it on the shelf. It was especially at Christmas time. It was one of those toys that, like, which probably inspired the film Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though it's about an action figure. It's probably like, you know, that time when Tickle Me Elmo came out, it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turbo Man. Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, that's a holiday favorite. We watch that every holiday season. Do you watch that every holiday season? Both of you?
Oh yeah, I love that one.
No, I don't think that we have watched that one. I've got to add that one.
Oh, you got to go on. It's on Disney Plus. # not sponsor. It's on there.
And also, baby Anakin is in that film.
Oh yes, that's right. He plays the son to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character.
He does, and I forgot about that. So when I rewatched it, I forget how many years later after I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Anakin! It's young Annie, and he was a Turbo Man. That's so cute."
Yeah, so he's in the movie. Charlie, feel free to visit that. By the way, Aubrey Cabot says, "I love all the Muppet movies." That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And then, Aubrey's being very interactive with us all of a sudden. She says, Gonzo and Fozzie Bear were my favorite characters for the classic show.
Oh, yes.
For the classic show, referring to the Muppet Show that was on back in the heyday.
Loved it.
But to be honest, Animal has a big place in my heart. He was always true to himself.
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetums is oxygen, though. Laugh out loud. I love them all. Laughing my tail off, she says. Sweetums. I know who you're talking about. The big, giant, furry, Chewbacca-looking guy.
Sweetums.
Yeah.
Sweetums is cool.
That reminds me of Swedish Chef too. I love the Swedish Chef.
Oh god.
Oh, your
Beaker. I love Beaker. I always feel bad for Beaker.
He always gets the what do you call it? The short end of the straw.
Always. He never
the short
catches
end of
the
the
break.
straw.
I love
Anybody remember Beaker?
I love Beaker.
Sweetums just stands next to you and he'll just agree with almost anything you say. Like, are you ready to go? Hey, we're all going to Hollywood. You want to come with us? Hollywood. He just ran away. I don't know why he just did that. Fozzie, you ready to go? Yes, sir. And then they drive. Oh, by the way, this is a bear in his natural habitat. A Studebaker. I can't believe that was a car. Good Lord. Aubrey says, to be honest, Chewbacca gave me Sweetums' cousin vibes as a kid.
Yes. I would absolutely believe that Sweetums and Chewbacca are cousins.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you really think they're cousins in the canon, though? They could be. Maybe.
You know what? The Star Wars cinematic universe, if you will, has made a lot of things canon that we did not imagine to become canon. So why not?
If they do a what if show, you can have Sweetums guest star on an episode because Sweetums in the Muppet franchise. The Muppet franchise is owned by Disney, so
make Chewbacca the pilot and Sweetums the co-pilot.
Can we make that happen? Would that be a good what if episode if we put that on the air?
Yeah.
And it's Life Day.
It's Life Day.
It's Life Day.
Just like they did in that horrible movie called Star Wars: The Holiday Special.
But they fixed it with the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special redo.
Which I finally sat down and I watched it for the first time this past.
It's actually really good. Oh my god!
The way they reference all the different characters from all the different movies. I don't know if you've seen this, Charlie, but it's you and the kids would.
You're gonna love this one because it's
45 minutes. It's 45 minutes.
They do so many Star Wars references. How they link the prequels to the OG and then to the newer ones, and just the journey they bring. Not to spoil anything, but the journey that Rey takes in this film.
The character, yeah.
It's actually very, very good.
I think you would enjoy it. Man, I think we've given Charlie a couple of different things to do for homework tomorrow during this
He's got time.
Snow day. Snow day. We're having a snow day.
And we're off Monday. So
and you're off Monday too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
It's a holiday weekend. They're right. You're absolutely right. I just learned that some other places are going to be closed on Monday due to a certain holiday, and there you go. So that's good for business. Good for you and the kids to stream on, folks. Definitely check them out. There's plenty of streaming services that are available, and you can stream whatever you want. It's a lot of fun, and it's great. So why the heck not? Honestly. And the Star Wars Holiday Special brought to you by our good friends at Lego.com. # not a sponsor. Good holiday special. I enjoyed it. It was quite funny in certain instances.
Oh, yeah,
which I don't want to give away to Charlie because that would be considered a spoiler, but it's
good. It's really
there's this
good.
one line, Jen, that stood out for me. We'll talk about it in the green room, but it's very funny. Anyway, this has been a great episode, extended, I should say, episode, because we've gone pretty long here. But this has been a great episode of the Nerdy Cantina here in this new year of 2024. We're very thankful that you who are watching or listening to the replay of the Nerdy Cantina, where we're discussing all things Star Wars, are enjoying this. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. Charlie, first of all, thank you for being with us. Second of all, thank you for putting up with my insanity. And thirdly, if you ever want to come back here after you and your wonderful children have done your homework, respectively, of course, and you want to talk about this more, whether it's Star Wars or some of the stuff that you've been watching and experiencing within Star Wars, or even the audiobooks, please, by all means, feel free to come back and see us because we would love to have you back. But Charlie, if someone's watching this and they want to know, hey, who's that new person that was on set? I don't know who she is. What's her deal? Charlie, where's a good place for people to follow you on social media and keep up to date with all the wonderful things you're doing, including writing New York Times best-selling books?
Author Charlie Ray or Charlie Ray Author on TikTok, Instagram, BookBub, all the fun stuff, Facebook. Yeah, and my website is just my full name, charlieray.com.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being with us. Do greatly appreciate it. Jen, Yeah, we're. I think Jen and I were very happy to have you.
Oh gosh, yes, this was delightful.
Yeah, we learned more about your past. We learned more about the things you enjoyed as a young one. Some of the things and challenges you've overcome, and how great of a Jedi master you are. And you're also just happen to be a mother of dragons as your thing in your background likes to tell us. And you're probably good friends with Amelia, so tell her we said hi. And give our best to the House of Daenerys, Tegar, whatever their names are. I can't remember anything from GOT. I'm so sorry. Their names are hard to pronounce too. My gosh, too hard for me to pronounce anyway. But Jen, if someone's watching this and they want to find out more about the greatness that is you, because Jen, you're a great person inside and out, and you're also wearing a Disney princess shirt that's representing a lot of different eras and decades and history of Disney princesses. Once again, hashtag not sponsor of the show. But if someone wants to know more about you and your award-winning podcast, where can they find it?
You can find me at rocking_your_bald. That is the name of my podcast, called Rocking Your Bald, where I discuss living with alopecia plus other fun things. Season 1 is completed. Season 2 will be launching this April. And then my other Instagram, TikTok account, Jen Arminia Godowski. That's my personal handle. You can check me out. And I have some other fun stuff coming this year. So make sure you follow me to see all the fun, big adventures that's going to happen.
Splendid. Very splendid. Well, if you want to follow me on social media and put up with more insanity that is me, I mean, I just happen to be a rebel scum because I'm wearing a rebel shirt, son. This is new swag. Yeah. Treat yourself. And if you love your fandom, hey, why don't you wear a shirt that represents that fandom? There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, look at the background of everyone's studio here. Jen's got stuff for days. The Mother of Dragons just happens to be named Charlie, and she's also got a art piece that displays the greatness that is OG Star Wars trilogy. Which,
I love that art piece. That's beautiful.
That's a beautiful. You're gonna have to when you find out who the artiste is, send it to us.
Would love to get a print of that. Absolutely.
In the DMs. Yeah.
Absolutely.
As the youngins would say, slide into those DMs. Sorry, don't mean to make that as another reference to something else that's not going to be discussed on this family-friendly network. But I'm just saying, Charlie, if you know who the person is, just give us a heads up. But if you want, I'm digging myself a deeper hole. Why do I keep doing this to myself? This isn't fair. But if you want to know more about me and the great things that we're doing here at Anti Quote Channel, aside from educating Charlie on some of the things she's missed out on in the last 5 or 10 years of her life, good Lord Almighty, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Gosh, at RyanRPM5. Check us out on all forms of social media, simply at And I Quote Channel. That is where you can follow us on social media. We got a lot of great things coming your way very soon. More episodes of Nerdy Cantina. More great things, including movie watch along. As we discussed a little bit earlier, a lot of films are celebrating certain anniversaries, and we're going to do our best to celebrate as many of those as we can. Stay tuned to our social media. And another thing, I want to do this. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you helping us reach 900 subscribers on this channel. It is fantastic, and we are so happy. And you know what they say in the 90s? It is more phenomenal that we have hit 900 subscribers. We are this close to hitting 1,000. And once we do, we are going to throw the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. It's going to be hosted by yours truly. We're going to have Jen come back and say hi to you fine folks. We're going to have Charlie come in and tell us how much she's learned in the past 72 hours of her life and all that stuff, because there are snow days for days right now in Chicago and Illinois with them Bears, and those Cubs, with that kid Rosenberger. Or what was his name? Henry Rosenberger? No, Henry Rowan-Gardner. That's it. Yeah, Henry Rowan-Gardner from Rookie of the Year, Charlie. Look it up. It's one of the best films ever made. So we appreciate every single one of you. Once you reach 1,000, it's going to be a lot of great fun. We're going to do giveaways that include 11 by 17 prints featuring your favorite fandoms such as Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, a whole bunch of stuff brought to you by our good friend, the Art of John Pinto on Facebook. If you want to support this show, we have a Buy Me a Coffee / Buy Us a Pizza link in our bio. If you want merch, guess what, Charlie and Jen? We got merch for days. We got shirts. We got hoodies. We got coffee mugs. Speaking of coffee, we got stickers that you can put on your tumblers that you can share with your kids. Wink, wink, Charlie. Yeah, your kids might like stickers. Send them their way. They're going to like stickers. Stickers. We got all kinds of wonderful things. And also, we're going on tour, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to Comic-Con. So first stop on the tour is going to be in Concord, North Carolina. It's called Mad Monster Party. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity guests there, including the cast of The Lost Boys with Kiefer Sutherland and Company, the guy who played the saxophone in that musical scene in Lost Boys. Yeah, that dude's going to be there too for some reason. And also the cast of the #1 hit show of all time known as Smallville is going to be in the building. And I'm going to be cosplaying as Clark Kent, Tom Welling's character from Smallville. You're darn right I'm going to cosplay. Smallville is #1. It's #1. It's the big kahuna. So yeah, check out our tour. We got a lot of great things coming your way very soon. Once again, thank you so much. We're so grateful to every single one of you who have tuned in, put up with the insanity, gave us the likes, gave us the shares, made the comments, such as Aubrey, who made comments on this episode of the Nerdy Cantina. I almost said the other one. And thank you once again to our guests, our great panelists known as Charlie, known as Jen. The links to where you can follow them are located in the description. So check them out, follow them on social media, check out all the great things they're doing. Read some of Charlie's books, because my gosh, you want to talk about Mother of Dragons. Boy, she gets into some pretty interesting things in those novels. So check them out. No, don't worry. I think they're mostly safe for, I think they're safe for teenagers, maybe not so much for young children. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Look at the links in the description. You'll find out more about it later. Don't take my word for it. Just look at the links in the description. Just trust me. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell to be notified when our new videos go up or they go live. And remember, the Force will be with you always. Take a look.
There's so many. Has anyone been to them all?
Not likely.
I want to be the first one to see them all.
Truly wonderful the mind of a child is.
Come on. When you find people who need your help, you help them. No matter what.
Good luck. We have hope. Hope that things can get better. And they will.
Stand up together. Because that's when we're strongest. As one.
You won't be going alone. You'll have a friend with you.
No. I'll have a Jedi with me.
You might wanna buckle up, baby.
Rise
in the Force.
Take care of us, little one.
It'll take care of you. We had each other. That's how we won.
Force is strong in my family.
Its energy surrounds us and binds us.
What is it they've sent us?
Hope.
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.